What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Mell with Marty's Buick GMC and Chevrolet, and the 2023 GMC Jimmy that I've been talking about for months, or maybe even over a year now, has finally been revealed. So let's get into it. All right, so I'm not sure how many of you remember this, but back in May of 2021, the very first vehicle that I talked about in my Would You Buy One series was the Chevy Blazer. And of course, it was more of like a K5 style truck than the Blazer that we have today, but a lot of people really loved it. And so shortly after that video, I created one about a new GMC Jimmy. Fast forward to February of 2022, and the Jimmy made another appearance in the series, only this time it was much less of a conceptualized idea because my good friend and super talented artist Oscar Vargas, known on Instagram of course as WBArtist20, actually partnered up with a company called Flat Out Autos in order to bring the 2023 GMC Jimmy to life. Now, for those who aren't aware, Flat Out Autos is the company that brought the K5 Tahoe to life, a vehicle that pretty much completely stole the SEMA show a few years back. And I'm pretty confident that they're going to do it again this year because this right here is the 2023 GMC Jimmy. And the guys at Flat Out Autos knocked this thing completely out of the park. This thing is a total home run. Builder Rob Hester said, quote, "We start with a brand new single cab Sierra and proceed to shorten the wheelbase along with grafting in the unibody bed. The rear seat sits near the front of the bed for a comfortable seating position for the rear passengers, even adults. The removable fiberglass shell will recreate that nostalgic K5 driving experience, but with all the modern safety, reliability, and comfort of a new vehicle. Our mission is to build a vehicle that has the styling, fit, and finish of a brand new truck off the GM production line. The interior will be a full custom brown leather interior and carpet in the rear." End quote. Now, these guys will actually be competing this year in the Battle of the Builders at SEMA 2022, and I'm quite confident that they have a really, really good shot at winning because honestly, this truck just looks so damn good. And if I were to put this thing on the showroom floor at the dealership and I told everyone who looked at it that it was a factory truck, honestly, I think they'd believe it. No questions asked. I mean, if we look at this image here, you can actually get a better idea of the proportions of the truck and see just how shortened up it is. And we also can get a better view of how seamless the fabrication work is when it comes to, say, grafting the bed into the body, as well as the modifications that were done actually to the back of the cab, if you look right here, in order for the cab to fit smooth and secure. Once again, Flat Out Autos wanted this truck to look like a production vehicle. And these are the kinds of details required in order to create that illusion successfully, at least in my humble opinion. The open air experience from the K5 series trucks is something that I think everyone was really hoping for when we heard that Chevy was bringing back the Blazer nameplate. I mean, let's be honest, that's what we wanted. But even more so than its off-road capability, we wanted that open air experience. And this Jimmy not only checks off the box for the topless open air experience, it also is even more capable off-road, in my opinion, than the K5 of old. The 2023 Jimmy sits confidently on BDS suspension with Fox shocks, ensuring that should you decide to venture off the beaten path, your experience doing so should be quite an enjoyable one. The bronze fuel wheels are wrapped with, it looks to me like Nitto Ridge Grapplers, which are a very, very high quality off-road tire. I think most of you probably agree with me. Once again, this thing isn't just about looks. It's also plenty capable. I love that it's got the newly refreshed Sierra front end. It's got the multi-pro tailgate. And in this photo here, it looks like we might even have power folding seats. At least that's what those buttons look like to me, as well as a full power outlet, giving the ability to power whatever it is that you need while you're out on the trails. My only complaint about this thing, and honestly it's really not that big of a complaint, is that because they had to start with a regular cab truck, they still have the older dash layout. And look, I'm sure they could have swapped that out, but I'm also sure that it would have been extremely, extremely costly. So I totally get why they decided not to do that, unless of course that's still in the cards for later on. It very well could be. The only other thing I'll mention, because I know someone's going to say it if you saw any of the other videos, this truck will have a roll bar and it will have shoulder seat belts for the rear passengers. When I first was looking at these photos, I was like, hold on, wait a second, where's the roll bar? Because I'm sure you guys might, you agree, it looks a little naked without one, right? And I know it was in the initial renders. It's probably one of my favorite little features of the truck. However, as I was scrolling through some of the comments on Facebook, I saw this one here where Flat Out Auto said that the truck will in fact have a roll bar in the back. So awesome news there. All in all, I gotta say, I am really happy with this thing. I'm sure Oscar is stoked to see one of his renders come to life, and I'm glad we still have companies out there bringing the dreams to reality like Flat Out Autos. I think we can all agree that this is what the Chevy Blazer should have been when Chevy announced the revival of the nameplate, but you know what? Although that didn't happen, at least we've got this instead. I'd quickly like to congratulate everyone involved in this build, and I wish you all the very best of luck at SEMA 2022 and, of course, winning the Battle of the Builders. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far in the video, I think by now you know what to do. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Maybe share this video with a friend. Check out my friends over at martysparts.com for all your GM OEM parts needs, and I will see you all in the very next video. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great week, and take care.